Chapter 81 Banquet. You are listening at MTnovel.audio. Everyone followed Yang Wu to Jiangnan Bay City. That night, a grand banquet was held at the Extreme Club Hall in Jiangnan Bay City, with the participation of Hong and Lei Shen. Many powerful council members from the God of War Palace came one after another. By the time the final banquet started, more than half of the powerful council members in the God of War Palace had gathered in the Jiangnan Bay City. Beautiful music echoed everywhere in the banquet hall, and a large number of handsome male and female waiters served various fine wines and delicious food under the command of the president and supervisor of the Extreme Martial Arts Gym. In the hall, more than 30 powerful members gathered together in twos and threes to talk. As for some of the God of War powerhouses who arrived, they were not qualified to appear in this hall and could only gather in another side hall. Congressman Yang Wu can kill the fifth speaker, and his strength is probably on the same level as the first speaker and the second speaker. Yes, although third speaker Mo Henderson can defeat Atkin, it is impossible to kill him. Many powerful congressmen were discussing in low voices with their friends. The death of fifth speaker Atkin and the sudden rise of Yang Wu gave everyone a great shock. Although the overall strength of mankind has not decreased, and has even increased, the world situation has undergone great changes. What should the people who were good friends with Atkin, and even some of the strong men who gathered around Atkin do? Go after Atkin's death. And how should Yang Wu's interests be distributed after he becomes the third strongest person in the world? Will a new huge force appear in the world? These things made a member of the House of Representatives feel very uneasy, and some powerful members of the House of Representatives had even begun to think about the possibility of defecting to Yang Wu. If Yang Wu is willing, he may be able to bring out a new force comparable to the two major martial arts schools and the HR Alliance with a single call. Yang Wu was sitting with Hong and Lei Shen at this time. The three of them sat at a table alone, but no one dared to disturb them. These people's ideas are really weird. Yang Wu said with a smile. With the strength of the three of them, if you want to hear everyone's conversation, don't be too simple. Even if someone uses the force to form a barrier around them, they can't stop the exploration of Yang Wu and the others at all. This is normal. That the God of Thunder sat opposite Yang Wu and said with a smile, although these people have understood some things in the universe, after all, their horizons are too small and they only pay attention to these powers on the earth. And you have made such a big splash this time, it's strange that they don't pay attention to you. How about you, are you interested in forming a new force for fun? Yang Wu laughed dumbly, knowing the vastness of the universe. He didn't care about the thoughts of these congressmen at all. If Atkin hadn't taken the initiative to plot against him this time, he might not even be able to remember this person. Forget it. Yang Wu shook his head and refused. I'm not interested. The more powerful you are, the more insignificant you feel. I'd better practice alone. Hearing Yang Wu's words, Hong and Lei Shen both laughed. Yang Wu's ability to think this way really made the two of them happier. These rights on Earth are really not taken seriously by the two of them. Otherwise, there would be no behemoth like the HR Alliance. If it weren't for the purpose of making human warriors stronger, the two of them might be like other hermit council members and would not build two major martial arts schools. Since the establishment of the two major martial arts schools, it is unknown how many powerful warriors have been cultivated for mankind. There are also global basic training camps and elite training camps, all of which train strong people for mankind. Even if a God of War and a new counselor appeared among humans, they would be of minimal help to Hong and Thor. But they are still working hard, just to make humans stronger. Since Yang Wu has no intention of forming a force, then just take the title of Deputy Master in the Martial Arts Gym. Hong said with a smile, this way, it will save you some trouble, that the Extreme Martial Arts Gym already has the strongest man in the world, and even if there is one more, everyone will not react much. It can be said that this is the processing method with the least impact. Everything depends on the owner. Naturally, Yang Wu would not refuse Hong's kindness. Yang Wu, don't call me the owner of the hall. Hong waved his hand and said, if you want, just call me Brother Hong like the God of Thunder. I know, Brother Hong. Yang Wu said with a smile. Okay, I'll arrange the next thing. After Hong finished speaking, he glanced directly at the audience, and then shouted in a low voice, everyone. Hong's voice was not loud, but no one could ignore it. For a moment, everyone in the hall fell silent. Everyone must already know what happened today. Feng's voice was very cold. Thunder God and I established the God of War Palace and brought everyone together in the hope that everyone can unite and work together for the survival of mankind. However, Atkin, a traitor, dares to collude with monsters. This is truly a shame to our God of War Palace and a shame to our humanity. The number of strong monsters among the monsters is many times that of my human side, and there are even 2 monster kings. You have to remember that if we want to win this battle for survival between us humans and the monsters, we must unite. Many congressmen listened carefully to every word Feng said and nodded from time to time. They all agreed very much. After all, people like Atkin who are capable of betraying humanity are in the minority among the MPs. As for Yang Wu. When Feng mentioned Yang Wu, a group of congressmen listened more carefully. Yang Wu killed 5 king-level monsters and also killed the traitor Atkin, which is a great contribution to our humanity. Feng's voice left no room for doubt. From today on, Yang Wu will be the deputy gymnast of my extreme martial arts school. Lord, and the new 5th speaker of the Ares Palace. After Feng finished speaking, no one present objected. Everyone knows that with Yang Wu's strength, he can at least become the 3rd speaker. And Yang Wu now only serves as the 5th speaker, which shows that he does not have much ambition. After getting down to business, the evening banquet officially began. Feng and Lei Shen couldn't chat with the others. After chatting with Yang Wu for a while, they left directly. As the protagonist of this banquet, Yang Wu could not leave easily. After Feng and Lei Shen left, strong members of the parliament began to come over to chat with Yang Wu from time to time. Although Yang Wu had served as the inspector of the extreme martial arts gym before, because he was only a god of war, not many council members were willing to make friends with him. But now, Yang Wu has become one of the 3 strongest men in the world, and is naturally very popular in the hearts of all the congressmen. The banquet lasted for nearly 5 hours until 11 o'clock in the evening, when it slowly came to an end. After all the members of the House of Representatives left, Yang Wu took a smart fighter plane and returned to his home in Minghui community. Chapter 82 Asking for Help. You are listening at NovelFull.audio. Since Yang Wu killed Atkin, the atmosphere on Earth seems to have become more harmonious. Stimulated by Yang Wu, some powerful members of parliament also began to practice hard. The monsters, on the other hand, did not take any action because of the death of the 5-headed monster king. Even the monsters on land became more peaceful, especially within the territory of China. The outbreak of beast tides has been reduced a lot. It's true that anyone who knows that there is another strong person who can easily kill him will definitely become more at ease, and Yang Wu also began to practice with great concentration. In the past, the simulator could simulate once a month, but now it has become once every 6 months. When March first came, Yang Wu was still a little uncomfortable with it. However, as time went by, Yang Wu gradually adapted to the life without the simulator. Yang Wu's own martial arts perception is already high enough, the only thing missing is his martial arts realm. Therefore, Yang Wu devoted himself to practicing genetic energy in the gravity room every day, and occasionally went to Feng and Lei Shen to discuss. This kind of competition also enriched Yang Wu's combat experience. On the morning of May 21st, in Minghui community, Yangzhou City, in the ancient civilization gravity room of Yang Wu's family, Yang Wu was sitting cross-legged on the ground, silently cultivating his genetic power. At this time, the gravity displayed on the gravity chamber of the ancient civilization has reached the limit that the gravity chamber can reach, which is a full 1,000 times the Earth's gravity. He didn't know how long he had been practicing, but Yang Wu stopped when he felt that his body could no longer absorb any trace of the original energy of the universe. I don't know how long we have to wait before we can reach the 2nd level of planetary level. Yang Wu wore a loose training robe, opened the door of the gravity room and walked out. After more than 3 months of training, with the assistance of the gravity chamber, Yang Wu's progress was amazing, but even so, he was still far away from the 2nd level of planet level. Seeing Yang Wu walking out of the gravity room, Lu Yuhua in the living room quickly shouted, "Oh Wu, come here quickly, someone is looking for you." Yang Wu heard the sound and walked into the living room and found that the person who came was actually Chu Tian, the captain of the Phantom team. "Captain?" Yang Wu walked into the living room and asked in surprise. Since separating from the Phantom team, although Yang Wu has been paying attention to several teammates from time to time. After all, the gap is too big, so they don't have much contact with them. The only person who can have some contact with Yang Wu is the captain Chu Tian, who also joined the Ares Palace. However, although there is still contact between the two, they mostly communicate within the palace of the god of war. This is the first time I have found a home like this. Yang Wu. Seeing Yang Wu appear, Chu Tian greeted him with some respect. Faced with this situation, Yang Wu was already used to it. After Yang Wu became the fifth speaker of the Ares Palace, Chu Tian became what he is now. Every time they meet, they are very respectful. Among the warrior friends from back then, only Luo Feng was still able to chat and laugh with Yang Wu. However, Luo Feng had already gone to the global elite training camp at this time. Captain. Yang Wu asked Chu Tian to sit down and asked with a smile, "Why are you free to come to my place today?" Yang Wu. Chu Tian's voice was filled with a bit of nervousness. It's not that Chu Tian didn't know it, it's that Yang Wu's status is too amazing, the fifth speaker of the Ares Palace, the deputy master of the Extreme Martial Arts Hall, and one of the three strongest men in the world. Any identity he uses can be treated equally by the five major powers, and Chu Tian, an ordinary junior god of war, would never have been able to come to Yang Wu's home if he hadn't had a friendship with Yang Wu. However, Chu Tian did have something urgent to ask Yang Wu for help this time, so although he was nervous, he quickly revealed his purpose. Yang Wu, you should know that Wang Ji is from the Wang family in Kyoto. I know. Yang Wu nodded. When they separated from the Phantom team, Zheng Tao and Wang Ji went to Kyoto Bay City to investigate the situation of being offered a reward. Wang Jinai is one of the direct descendants of the Wang family. Chu Tian said seriously. When Wang Ji and Zheng Tao went to the Bay City of Kyoto to investigate the truth behind the reward, it didn't take long before they encountered a lot of resistance. They even encountered there is a lot of danger. Fortunately, the two of them are quite strong and they are in the Bay City, so no one dares to deal with them blatantly. Just a few days ago, the two of them finally found out that the person behind the scenes was Wang Zhihao, an uncle of Wang Ji. However, this also completely alarmed the other party, and they began to use all their strength to deal with Wang Ji. Even Wang Ji's other uncles also started to deal with him at the same time. After listening to what Chu Tian said, Yang Wu was speechless. Seeing Chu Tian's nervous expression, he thought something big had happened, but he never imagined that it was such a trivial thing. It's just a trivial matter. They went to deal with Wang Ji just to compete for the position of heir to the patriarch of the Wang family. I'll call Wang Junhong god of war later to handle this matter. Yang Wu was very calm. Said. Just a small thing. Can we make a phone call and sort it out? After Chu Tian heard Yang Wu's words, he was completely confused. Is the fight between the direct clan members of one of the 9 core families of the HR Alliance, a big family with the invincible god of war at the helm, a trivial matter? I am afraid that even a high-level god of war would never dare to say this. However, if the person who said these words was Yang Wu, one of the 3 strongest men in the world, then there would be no problem. After Yang Wu finished speaking, he was filled with emotions. When he and Wang Zijin attended the birthday banquet of the head of the Wang family, he was just an insignificant general-level warrior. Even Wang Xingping did not have a lot of confidence, and now, in just half a year, he has gone from a warrior-level warrior to one of the 3 most powerful men in the world. What was a huge thing back then is indeed just a trivial matter in Yang Wu's eyes now. Thinking of this, Yang Wu immediately called the Wang family's Dinghai Shenzhen, Wang Junhong. Dip. Hello, 5th speaker. The phone was quickly connected, and a slightly nervous voice came out. It hadn't been long since Yang Wu killed Atkin, and other members of parliament would be a little nervous when facing Yang Wu, let alone an invincible god of war like Wang Junhong. Although the invincible god of war can escape from the hands of the senator, in the final analysis, he is still inferior to the senator in terms of status. Hello, god of war Wang, you didn't disturb me, did you? Yang Wu said politely. No. Wang Junhong said quickly, I have nothing to do. 5th speaker, do you have anything to do with me? Yang Wu smiled and told the other party what he knew on the phone, and then asked with a smile, Wang Zhanshan, in fact, it is not bad for a young person to be the head of the family. What do you think? Yes, yes. I think so too. Wang Junhong responded quickly, if you have nothing else to do, I will hang up first. Don't worry, I will definitely handle this matter. Then I'll be waiting for news from you, Congressman Wang. Beep. After hanging up the phone, Wang Junhong wiped the non-existent cold sweat on his forehead. These bastards are so impudent. They dare to attack their own family members, let alone Wang Ji, who is a life-and-death brother of the fifth speaker's team. Chapter 83 Power. You are listening at NovelFull.audio. Kyoto Bay City, Xingwan Community, in an extremely spacious and luxurious hall, there is a silver-white marble floor, a round mahogany table, and 5 exquisite mahogany chairs placed around it, and on these 5 chairs, 5 old men were sitting. These 5 people are the real leaders of the Wang family in Kyoto, and the leader among them is Wang Junhong, who just had a phone call with Yang Wu. The other 4 people all turned pale, and one of them even had beads of sweat on his forehead. Let's talk about it. What should we do? Wang Junhong's eyes were full of evil spirits. Since Wang Junhong became the invincible god of war, the Wang family's status in the HR alliance has continued to increase, and it is not much inferior to the core families. If Wang Junhong can go further and win over the support of 1 or 2 worshippers, he will not be able to sit for a while as the speaker of the HR alliance, but the premise of all this is, don't provoke the existence of the MPs. Even if Wang Junhong offends ordinary congressmen, he will not be too afraid. Although ordinary congressmen are stronger than him, with the protection of the Black God suit, even those strong congressmen have a hard time killing him, but Yang Wu and the other 5 major speakers are different. Each of these people has the ability to kill him. Even if he has the Black God suit, it will not help. Therefore, Wang Junhong cannot afford to offend him. I believe you guys, the family's trivial matters have always been left to you to handle, but what about you? Wang Junhong's voice was full of anger. Xingji is the direct grandson of the eldest brother. Although the eldest brother expelled Zitao from the family in anger, we are still connected by blood. Now Xingji has recognized his ancestor and returned to the clan. They actually allowed others to scheme against him, which really disappoints me. And the most important thing is the relationship between Xingji and the 5th speaker. Can't you find out through investigation? Second brother. Wang Junyang, the head of the Wang family, finally spoke. He wiped the cold sweat from his forehead and said, the Phantom team has only been to the wilderness area a few times with the 5th speaker, and the total time is only a few months. There shouldn't be much friendship between them. When Wang Zihao asked someone to offer a reward to Wang Ji, it was actually Wang Juanyang's acquiescence, otherwise he would not have told his grandson about Wang Ji's recognition of his ancestor. However, at that time, Yang Wu was just an ordinary warrior. He really didn't expect that just after that assassination, Yang Wu would really soar into the sky. This kind of cultivation speed is incredible when you think about it. Even Hong and Lei Shen are far behind. I am afraid that within a few years, the 5th speaker will become the most powerful person in the world. If he had known all this earlier, he would never have allowed Wang Zihao to put a reward on Wang Ji. However, now that things have happened, he can only try his best to help Wang Zihao and others escape. He can't really give up on his own child. Humph. Wang Junhong snorted coldly and said angrily, third brother, you are still taking chances. How do you know that there is no friendship between the 5th speaker and the Phantom team? If there is really no friendship, then why didn't the 5th speaker separate from the Phantom team after defeating Feng Qin, the devil drinking knife? At that time, you should take this matter seriously and treat the kid Xingji kindly. Wang Junyang and several other elders did not dare to say anything now. They were also muttering secretly in their hearts that Wang Junhong also knew about Yang Wu's joining the Phantom team. Now that there is such a big trouble, I ask the 5th speaker to call me personally. If it is not handled properly, my Wang family will be in disaster. Wang Junhong was very angry at this time. He was indeed a little frightened. With Yang Wu's current power, it might be troublesome to deal with him alone. But if you want to deal with the Wang family, it is easy, there is no need for Yang Wu to do it himself. As long as Yang Wu reveals his intention to deal with the Wang family, many people will definitely do it for him. Even other families in the HR alliance are probably willing to turn the 9 core families into 8 families. Thinking of this, Wang Juanyang's eyes became even colder, and he had already made a decision. In order for the family to continue to survive, our Wang family must satisfy the 5th speaker this time. Wang Junhong said very seriously. Right. We must satisfy the 5th speaker. Several elders around him nodded quickly. Among these people, the weakest ones were all mid-level gods of war, and naturally they were all members of the God of War Palace. Because of this, these people knew the terror of Yang Wu. Who did it to find someone to put a reward on Xingji's child? Wang Junhong asked. The other elders all looked at the patriarch Wang Junyang. To outsiders, Wang Ziheo's original plan was naturally flawless. But these are the real leaders of the Wang family, so it is naturally very simple to investigate these matters. Several elders just deliberately pretended not to know because of the clan leader Wang Junyang. Third brother, is that you? Wang Junhong frowned. It's not me. Wang Junyang shook his head, and finally sighed and said, it was Ziheo who found someone to offer the reward. This beast. Wang Junhong cursed angrily. Xingji is his nephew. Ziheo was also confused for a moment. Wang Junyang said with a wry smile. After hearing this, several other elders began to ridicule in their hearts. It was obviously because of the identity of the heir, but he actually said it was a moment of confusion. However, a few of them just couldn't eat the grapes and said they were sour. Although they are the leaders of the Wang family, because they are from a collateral line, the heirs of the clan leader cannot be ranked above them anyway. Why did Ziheo put a reward on the child Xingji? Where did the money for the reward come from? Who else is helping behind this matter? All these things must be recorded, and no matter who it is, they must be severely punished. Wang Junhong finally calmed down. It's all the family heir's fault. After this matter is settled, it's time to change the clan leader. Young man, young man. Well, that kid Xingji is pretty good. Thinking of this, Wang Junhong immediately stood up and ordered, find this matter thoroughly, arrest all those who should be arrested first, and then convene a family meeting to renegotiate the candidate for the clan leader. Yes. Several elders responded quickly, while Wang Juanyang's face was ashen. In a luxurious villa, a young man wearing luxurious clothes was sitting comfortably. There were 2 beauties serving him next to him, peeling fruits for him and putting them in his mouth, and massaging and beating him. This young man is Wang Xingyan, the legitimate son of the Wang family. Master, master, something big has happened. A thin young man broke in and shouted anxiously. You bastard! You dare to break in for anything. If it's not important, be careful with your life. Wang Xingyan yelled and cursed loudly. This is Wang Xingyan's place to enjoy, and others are strictly prohibited from breaking in. What's more, the skinny young man in front of him was just one of his followers, not even a warrior, so he just dealt with it. Master, something big happened at home. Your father just called and said that someone has been sent to arrest you, and he asked you to go to your mother immediately. The thin young man shouted quickly. What? Wang Xingyan's expression changed drastically. His mother, Qiu Wenjun, was a big shot in the military. When his father asked him to go to her mother, wouldn't it mean that even the Wang family couldn't suppress what he had done this time? Wang Xingyan carefully recalled what he had done recently. Although there were many bad things, he didn't offend any big shots. Then let's go quickly. Wang Xingyan was not one to hesitate. Although he still didn't know what happened, he still pushed the 2 beauties away, went out and called the bodyguards to rush to the military base where his mother Qiu Wenjun was located. Boom! Accompanied by the roar of engines, Wang Xingyan was surrounded by the Wang family's special operations team as soon as he walked out of the villa. Wang Xingyan, family order, arrest him immediately without any hesitation. On this afternoon, the entire Wang family in Kyoto began a large-scale arrest operation. Some people who had participated in the fight against Wang Ji were all arrested, regardless of their identity. Wang Ji and Jing Tao, who were in the base city of Kyoto, were also respectfully invited into the Wang family. That night, Yang Wu received another call from Wang Junhong. On the phone, Wang Junhong told Yang Wu that the people who originally offered a reward to Wang Ji were Wang Zihao and Wang Xingyan and his son. Now these two people have been imprisoned by the Wang family, and everyone else who has dealt with Wang Ji has also been punished accordingly. As for Wang Ji, he became the new patriarch of the Wang family. Later, Yang Wu received another thank you call from Wang Ji. Wang Ji really didn't expect that this incident would alarm Yang Wu. He didn't know about Chu Tian coming to Yang Wu. On the phone, Yang Wu recommended Wang Zijin, who had a good relationship with him, to the other party, and then chatted for a few words before hanging up the phone. Whether it is Wang Ji, Wang Zijin, or even Wang Junhong, it can only be regarded as a trivial matter to Yang Wu now. Now that the matter has been taken care of, Yang Wu naturally doesn't think about it anymore. In the days that followed, Yang Wu began to practice hard again, and occasionally competed with Hong and Lei Shen. Chapter 84 Discussion. You are listening at NovelFull.audio. December 26, 2058, morning, in the wilderness area near Hong Ning's base city, Yang Wu was sparring with Hong. Rumble. Along with a burst of roaring sound, the surrounding world became bright and dark, and Hong, who was in the domain, was wearing a dark red rattan armor and holding a bright silver spear. The bright silver spear was full of brilliance. It flickers on and off, like a weapon from the gods. Hong himself moved his body, and flew towards Yang Wu with an afterimage, and the bright silver spear in his hand was even more impressive. Well done. Yang Wu laughed, and a strange wave suddenly came from the fiery red spear in his hand, and then the momentum became even more amazing. Clang! 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 Under the control of Yang Wu and Hong, the two spears continued to collide, and then immediately separated. Lao San, your strength has improved again. Hong laughed loudly. I'm going to do it for real. Brother Hong, if you have the ability, just use it. Yang Wu also smiled and said, he is not afraid of Hong, at most he can just activate the field. Destroy the world. Hong said two words calmly, and then the entire field around him went dark. Boom. The bright silver spear in Hong's hand exploded suddenly, turning into countless star-like spear lights, all of which stabbed at Yang Wu at once. You're actually trying to be serious? Yang Wu also felt nervous. Destroy the world is the most powerful trick created by Hong. It perfectly combines his own domain and power. If Yang Wu didn't use his domain, it would be really not easy for him to easily follow this move. Yang Wu stepped lightly on the ground with his toes, then took a few steps back and shouted in a low voice, Fire Dragon Transformation. Boom. The fiery red spear in Yang Wu's hand suddenly exuded an astonishing aura, and then countless fiery red threads appeared on the surface, forming a faint red fire dragon. The spear suddenly resembled a fire dragon, swaying its tail slightly and moving strangely. Then the dragon opened its huge mouth and swallowed all the countless spear rays emitted by Hong. However, after the fire dragon swallowed the spear light, all the dragon bodies exploded and disappeared. After Hong heard this, the spear in his hand suddenly disappeared. Lao San, have you realized the new trick of the fire dragon spear? Exactly. Yang Wu also stopped, and with a thought, the fiery red spear in his hand also disappeared. This is the second form of the fire dragon spear, the fire dragon transformation. I have also spent a lot of time studying, and finally mastered the second form of this fire dragon spear. That the fire dragon spear in Yang Wu's hand was one of the rewards originally obtained from the ruins of ancient civilization number 9, more than a year ago. After Yang Wu entered the ruins of ancient civilization number 9, he immediately passed the elite assessment task in the ruins. At the same time, Yang Wu also obtained a full set of Warrior Basics 289 styles, the second-level force weapon. Fire Dragon Spear, and the secret method Fire Dragon that matches the Fire Dragon Spear. The Fire Dragon Spear is a second-level force weapon with two forms. Among them, the second form, Fire Dragon Transformation, is a move that can only be performed by a star-level expert. However, Yang Wu has a domain, so he can barely perform it. however, even so, the power of this fire dragon transformation is extraordinary. Therefore, as soon as Yang Wu took action, he defeated Hong, who had also reached the second level of the domain. Over the past year or so, Hong and Lei Shen have improved a lot by practicing the secret of the warrior 289. Of course, Yang Wu only taught them the first part, and the force he could exert could only reach 20 times his own at most. As for the following content, Yang Wu only obtained it after entering ruin number 9. Due to the agreement with the intelligence of the ruins, Yang Wu could not continue to teach the secret book to the two of them. Therefore, Hong and Lei Shen's current power is basically only 20 times their own. Among them, Lei Shen is a 7th-level planet-level warrior who has not yet understood the realm, while Hong is a 6th-level planet-level warrior with a 2nd-level realm. As for Yang Wu, his improvement during this period has been even greater. In the past 2 years, Yang Wu has experienced 3 simulations. Although he was constantly killed by the golden horn giant beast that appeared behind him, Yang Wu also successfully reached the 6th level of the planet level, the 2nd level of the domain, and his power reached his own level. 24 times, coupled with the ability to use the fire dragon spear, Yang Wu has become the true strongest man on earth. Third brother, you are so lucky to be able to find a weapon that suits you. Hong said enviously. Hong was indeed envious that Yang Wu could possess a weapon like the fire dragon spear. Moreover, he also uses spear weapons. Fortunately, the fire dragon spear did not match his own attributes, and Hong's state of mind was very strong, so it did not affect him. I really don't know what kind of inheritance you have received, third brother, but your strength has improved so quickly. Obviously, Hong attributed Yang Wu's improvement in strength to a mysterious inheritance, but everyone had their own opportunities, and Hong would not get to the bottom of it. Yang Wu smiled and said nothing. If the time simulator can be regarded as an inheritance, then Yang Wu has indeed received an amazing inheritance. At this time, Thor, who was watching the battle, also came over. Brother Hong, third brother, you are too perverted. Thunder God shouted, you are getting stronger and stronger now, and you have already left me far behind. Second brother, now you know the difference. Hong said from the side, I called you here this time just to let you take a good look at the gap. Now do you know why Lao San and I haven't competed with you recently? Every time we compete with you, we have to suppress most of our strength. Then what's the point? You have already reached the realm of unity between man and nature. Hurry up and practice hard and strive to understand the realm as soon as possible. Only in this way will you not fall too far behind. After hearing Hong's words, Yang Wu couldn't help but laugh. The realm of the realm, which is a realm that many cosmic-level powerhouses have never set foot on, is now so ordinary in Hong's eyes. Brother Hong, stop talking. It's okay if you keep suppressing me. The third child is even more perverted. He is only in his 20s now, but he is stronger than you. My old face is almost lost. Got it. Thor touched his chin and continued, however, after competing with you for so long, I have almost touched the edge of the field. I think it won't be long before I can successfully understand it. It's good to know that it's embarrassing. Hong said with a smile. However, the third child is indeed a pervert. This kind of talent is probably not common even in the universe. Yang Wu also smiled. In fact, Yang Wu's experience in the simulator is not short. The total time he has spent in the simulator is several decades. Moreover, Yang Wu experienced countless life and death crises in the simulator, and his soul was burned several times, so if we really talk about talent, he is still inferior to Hong and Lei Shen. Of course, if simulators were considered talents, even Luo Feng and Yang Wu would dare to compete. The communication watch on Hong's wrist suddenly vibrated. Hong lowered his head and looked through it slightly, then suddenly froze. After a while, Hong raised his head, looked at Yang Wu and said, you, the third child, actually got me right again. Thanks to the readers, Qing Feng AA, for the reward of 100 points. Chapter 85 Remarks on the Launch. You are listening at NovelFull.audio. Thanks to the website platform. It gives me a low-threshold place to write my own stories and share them with readers, thanks to the editor and good luck. From the signing of the contract to the release of this book, without good luck, it may be difficult to make progress. Although the results of this book were not good, it only received one test push and one recommendation before it was finally put on the shelves. Looking at the increase in collections, I'm a bit suspicious that my writing is too bad. For the same recommendation, others collected 500 to 600 in a day, but mine only had more than 100. Then I went back and continued to read what I had written, and I could barely keep reading. However, no matter what, in 42 days from June 20th to July 31st, this book was updated with 84 chapters, 2 chapters a day, and it has never stopped updating. This book has a brief outline. If there are no surprises, it will not be a problem to stick to 1 million words. I still hope to be able to write a story that I can read after finishing the book. The story in my heart. I unexpectedly saw a new review today, saying that this book is quite rigorous. I deeply believe this. If there are book friends who like to click on the comments to read, you will find that I have pointed out the sources of some small details raised by many book friends in the comments. For example, the strength of Fire Hammer Team Gao Feng. When did Luo Feng get his nickname? I have read the original work too many times, and in order to write this fanfic, I also read many reviews, so I also wrote the chapter about rescuing Lu Gang, just to write down what I thought was the reason why Lu Gang died. It is also mentioned in the original article that there were several war gods nearby at that time, but only Lu Gang died. There are so many things I like about the original work. I think the villains in the original novel were well written, even among Wang Xingyan, Wang Xingping, Li Wei, and even the future Nightmare King. Which one is the brainless villain? They are just villains, but what they do is very reasonable, because Li Wei was jealous of the genius. He thought that his strength could crush Luo Feng, and since he was in a wilderness area, he could just kill him and gain the gratitude of a general-level warrior, so he died. For him, killing Luo Feng or letting Luo Feng go is not wrong. You can call him bad, but you can't call him stupid. After all, how can one lose when a flying dragon rides on his face? As for Wang Xingping, he is very sensible. Although Wang Xingyan is a scumbag, he is not too brainless. Tomato's foreshadowing is also perfectly buried. How many people could detect the foreshadowing of the earth throughout the entire novel when they first read it? Even the Nightmare Candle King had a foreshadowing and sent his men to place the tokens on the earth, otherwise he would not have been the first to arrive on earth. Therefore, I also tried to bury a few small foreshadowings and try to create a few characters. For example, Lu Qing, Wang Ji, or even Manager Feng from the HR Alliance. Although it is not a success, I can still see it. The heroine of this book has not yet been determined, but there will definitely be no heroine or a single heroine. Many people said that the pace was too slow and that it would not even leave the earth in 100 chapters, but this book is not a mindless upgrade novel. Otherwise I would not write about the supporting characters in detail, or even give them a good position. In order to take a different path from the protagonist, I changed the weapon from a one-handed sword to a spear, and changed the warrior and spiritual master into a single warrior lineage. Everyone knows that it is easier to write a spiritual master, especially the 9 divine weapons that control the early stage. I have been reading the original work to see if there is any reference to the 9 divine weapons of the warrior. If so, how to set the 9 divine weapons of the warrior? How should a warrior go about his early training path? It's interesting to write like this. If I slowly follow the path Luo Feng has walked, I don't think I can surpass Tomato. At the very least, I have watched Swallowing the Stars at least 7 or 8 times, and how many fanfics will I reread? Therefore, I still hope that I can write something a little different. I only hope that friends who have read my book will also think of this time simulation when they think of Swallowing the Stars. I don't ask you to come back and reread it. As long as you say, I remember that fanfic and the writing is good, I will feel satisfied. That's it. Finally, attach your own rules for adding updates. The basic update is 4,000 words every day, and the number of additional chapters is set to 2,000 words. On the day it was released, 5 chapters and 10,000 words were updated. I may not be able to finish it. I originally had a manuscript saved, but the plot of the Ancient Civilization Ruins number 9 overlapped too much with the original work, so I skipped it. I will try my best to finish it. The collection is currently around 4,100, with a subscription ratio of 20 to 1, when the first order is over 200, for every additional 20, 201 220, counted as one chapter, an additional chapter will be added, no upper limit, but you have to fill it up slowly. Monthly passes are calculated monthly. And for every 100 monthly passes, one will be added next month, no upper limit. When the total amount of rewards reaches 10,000 points, an additional reward will be added, no upper limit, recommended, the more monthly tickets the better, please reward according to your ability. Finally, thank you for your support, every click and every collection from you makes my heart infinitely happy. July 31, 2022. Chapter 86 News from Luo Feng. You are listening at MaleProtagonist. That's a good thing. Feng said with a smile. More than a year ago, the invincible god of war Luo Feng entered the number 9 ancient civilization in my extreme martial arts gym. Do you have any impressions? I have an impression. Thor nodded and said, we discussed at a meeting some time ago that the vulture, Li Yao and his wife hurt the family members of warriors. Aren't the victims the parents of Luo Feng? At that time, when they were talking about sentencing Li Yao and Li Yao to death, the third child still stopped him and said that he would wait until Luo Feng came out to execute him personally. Before Lei Xinhua finished speaking, he was suddenly stunned, and then asked hurriedly, isn't Luo Feng really coming out of the ruins of ancient civilization number 9? Thor looked at Feng with wide eyes. Feng nodded. The god of thunder was obviously stunned for a moment, and then sighed. Then Luo Feng's gains in the ruins should be quite big. Since the advent of translation software, the longest human beings who have entered the ruins of ancient civilization number 9 have not stayed in the ruins for more than 2 months. If not, extreme martial arts would not have announced Luo Feng's death a few months ago, but this Luo Feng actually came out alive after staying in the ruins for 1 year and 3 months. Moreover, although Yang Wu did not say anything about the powerful weapon Fire Dragon Spear that Yang Wu had newly obtained, Feng and Lei Shen also guessed that it should have been obtained from the ruins of ancient civilization number 9. The combination of these things forced Feng and Lei Shen to reassess the importance of the ancient civilization ruins number 9. Brother Lei, aren't you attracted by Luo Feng's opportunity? Yang Wu joked with a smile. Although Yang Wu knew that Luo Feng would be fine, he was still very happy after Luo Feng came out. Of course, at this time, he no longer wanted to hug Luo Feng, and simply regarded Luo Feng as a good friend of his. Go, go, go. The god of thunder smiled and scolded, this is a small relic of the number 9 ancient civilization, but brother Lei, I haven't seen it yet. Even if now Luo Feng gets a big opportunity, I will never be greedy. Yang Wu laughed secretly in his heart. If Thor knew that Warrior Basics 289 was obtained from ruin number 9, I'm afraid he wouldn't say this. During this time, Feng and Lei Shen asked Yang Wu about the follow-up content of Warrior Basics 289 styles, especially Lei Shen asked the most. But Yang Wu had an agreement with the bald crystal man in the ancient civilization ruins number 9, but he really couldn't pass it on to the other party. Brother Lei, Luo Feng is a spiritual master, and his major is different from ours. Yang Wu reminded with a smile, even if he has a chance, it is a spiritual master. Do you still have to change to spiritual master? That's true. Thor nodded in approval. He is a martial artist, so he must focus all his energy on martial arts. He is now on the edge of understanding the realm. Although he is not as good as Feng and Yang Wu in front of him, according to his understanding of the universe, his martial arts realm is already extremely high. Naturally, he will not go there again. A lot of time is wasted cultivating mental power. Okay. Feng interrupted the discussion between Yang Wu and Wu, and said with a smile, it must be very difficult for Luo Feng to come out of the ruins alive this time. I plan to go there in person to greet our martial arts school. Luo Feng, the god of war, do you two want to come together? Go together, go together. Thor shouted hurriedly. I'll go too. Yang Wu nodded. Then, 3 figures rose into the sky and flew towards the 3 intelligent flying fighters that had already been parked in mid-air. The news that Luo Feng came out of the number 9 ancient civilization ruins was reported by the staff of all parties within the ruins. The world's 5 major powers, 2 major martial arts schools, and the HR Alliance got this news almost at the same time. Amazing news, all the forces were shocked. Even though humans have been studying the information in the ancient civilization ruins for a long time, there are still some parts that they cannot understand. Luo Feng stayed in the ruins for 1 year and 3 months despite having translation software. He must have encountered a special opportunity. On the other side, after Luo Feng came out of the ruins, he started calling his relatives and girlfriend Su Xian. He also learned some current information from the phone. After making the call, Luo Feng also cleaned up after himself. After rejecting the invitation from the ruins staff, Luo Feng directly boarded the elevator leaving the ruins, ground base exit. Luo Feng, who was wearing black casual clothes and carrying an oversized backpack, was looking at several streaks of light flying in the distance with a smile on his face. There are 4 streams of light in total, and the one flying at the front is Luo Feng's king-level intelligent flying fighter. As for the last 3, Luo Feng only recognized the car of the museum owner, Hong, which was a blood-red Honghuang-class smart fighter. Call out. Call out. 4 fighter planes landed on the ground at the same time, the hatch opened, the stairs stretched out, and Yang Wu and 3 others walked out together. Among the 3, Yang Wu had the best relationship with Luo Feng, so he was the first to step forward, patted Luo Feng on the shoulder, and said, "Good boy, I knew you were not dead, and now you finally came out alive. Brother Yang." Luo Feng said gratefully, "Thank you so much for this time." Luo Feng had been trapped in the ruins of ancient civilization number 9 for so long that almost everyone thought he was dead. Even Extreme Martial Arts Hall had issued a notice of his death a few months ago, but Yang Wu always believed he is still alive. More importantly, Luo Feng had already learned from his brother Luo Hua during the phone call that after his relatives were secretly plotted by the vulture of Li Yao, it was Yang Wu who helped him. Without Yang Wu's help, the consequences would be unimaginable. "It's nothing." Yang Wu naturally knew that Luo Feng was talking about the vulture of Li Yao. He smiled and said, "We are friends, these are what I should do. Moreover, even without me, your brother Luo Hua can handle all this." What Yang Wu said was true. In the original work, Luo Hua had been entangled with the 2 war gods Li Yao and his wife for a long time with the help of a plant spirit left by Luo Feng. "Okay, you 2 stop for a moment." Hong walked over directly and said, "Let's go, let's get on the fighter plane." Later, Yang and Wu, led by Hong, boarded his Honghuang-level smart fighter, Whoosh. All 4 fighters took off, with the prehistoric class smart fighter in front, followed by Yang Wu's 3 fighters. Inside the prehistoric class smart fighter, Yang Wu, Luo Feng, Hong and Lei Shen sat together at a small table. "Luo Feng, you have translation software, why have you stayed in the ruins of ancient civilization number 9 for so long?" Hong looked at Luo Feng and asked, "Did you discover some secrets in the ruins?" "Yes." Luo Feng nodded and said. "What's the secret? Can you tell us?" Hong continued to ask. The god of thunder was also looking at Luo Feng. Yang Wu was not very interested in these. The rewards Luo Feng received in the ruins should be similar to his, but they were more focused on the spiritual master. But Luo Feng, at this time, looked at Yang Wu. He already knew from the ancient civilization ruins intelligence number 9 that before him, there was another person who passed the elite assessment of the ruins and became a member of the Fallen Ink Star like him. That person was Yang Wu who entered the ruins with him. However, after Yang Wu entered, he came out within a few days, while it took him a year and 3 months. Last month the monthly ticket was 275, and 3 chapters were added. Chapter 87 Kirishima's Sudden Change. You are listening at NovelFull.audio. When Yang Wu saw Luo Feng's eyes looking at him, he suddenly understood that Luo Feng might have already known that he had also passed the elite assessment task. "Master. I triggered a special assessment task because I met a special condition in the ruins." Luo Feng said half-truthfully. "Special mission?" Hong and Lei Shen were both a little surprised. Thor quickly asked, "The rewards should be somewhat different from others, right?" The rewards received by the powerful human beings who entered the ruins of ancient civilization number 9 in the past were all a set of black god suits. Maybe someone has received other awards, but no one has ever made them public. There are some differences. Luo Feng nodded and said, "Not only did I get a black god suit, but I also got a spiritual master's training secret book." Alas! The god of thunder sighed. as expected, you, the third child, got it right again. You crow's mouth. Brother Lei. Yang Wu retorted, how can you blame me? Luo Feng is a spiritual master. Could it be that the ruins can reward him with the cultivation methods of a warrior? That's true. Thunder God nodded, and then said with a smile, then what you, third brother, obtained in the ruins are always the warrior's training methods, right? Brother Lei. Yang Wu said angrily, so you are waiting for me here. Yes, I got something from the ruins. But. Yang Wu smiled bitterly, if I could tell you and Brother Hong, would have told you already. Some of the things I got from the ruins are all necessary secrets, especially secrets, must never be shared. That's it. Hong and Lei Shen suddenly realized and stopped inquiring, not a moment later. The prehistoric level smart fighter stopped in one place. Luo Feng, let's separate here. Hong said calmly. Later, Hong asked Yang Wu and Lei Shen, second and third, will you follow me back to Hongming Bay City, or go home on your own? I'll go home directly. Yang Wu said with a smile. Then I'll go back to the headquarters. If anything happens, we'll call you. Thor said the same way. Master, Black God suit. At this time, Luo Feng had already retrieved the Black God suit awarded to him by the martial arts school from his original fighter plane, and handed it to Hong respectfully. Yeah. Hong nodded slightly after taking the Black God suit. Afterwards, Yang Wu and Luo Feng got into Luo Feng's King-class smart fighter and rushed towards the Jiangnan Bay City. Luo Feng, inside the King-level smart fighter, Yang Wu asked with a smile, you should also have passed the elite assessment and become a member of the Fallen Ink Star. Yes. Luo Feng nodded, and then asked doubtfully, Brother Yang, how did you know? Don't be surprised. Yang Wu said with a smile, you can know that I passed the elite assessment, of course I can know that you also triggered the elite assessment. After I passed the assessment, I saw the intelligence in the ruins, and it told me that the assessment mission was also triggered, so I thought you had also become a member of the Fallen Ink Star. That's it. Luo Feng said with a smile. Luo Feng. Yang Wu asked with a smile, how is your strength now? Luo Feng was stunned for a moment, then said, my current strength should be comparable to an ordinary first-level planetary level. However, I can break through to the planetary level at any time, and my strength will increase a lot by then. Since you are strong enough, then show it so that people know that you are not easy to mess with. Yang Wu said seriously, the current situation reminds Yang Wu of what happened when he just became the inspector of the Extreme Martial Arts Hall. If he had been able to make his strength public in the first place, Atkin might not have dared to plot against him at all. Sometimes, being awe-inspiring is also a kind of power. People know that I'm not easy to mess with. Luo Feng was a little confused. Brother Yang, why? You have stayed in the ruins of ancient civilization number 9 for 1 year and 3 months. Many people will think that you have received a great opportunity. Yang Wu said calmly, such an opportunity cannot be secured by a spiritual master at the peak of the high god of war. If you don't show your strength, I'm afraid it will arouse greed in the hearts of many people. Instead of passively waiting for others to take action against you, it is better to take the initiative, show your strength, prove that you have the strength to guard your treasure, and cut off other people's greed at the root. After hearing Yang Wu's words, Luo Feng couldn't help but laugh. A bunch of ordinary MPs? Luo Feng really didn't take them seriously. Even the third speaker, M.O. Henderson, will have the confidence to compete after he has gone through the 9-9 forging god. On the current Earth, the only people who can be valued by Luo Feng are Hong and Lei Shen, as well as Yang Wu in front of him, especially Yang Wu, who has now reached the 6th level of planetary level, really amazed Luo Feng. I thought that he and Yang Wu had become quasi-warriors together. Unexpectedly, Yang Wu had already reached the 6th level of planet level before he could break through to the planet level. Moreover, Yang Wu also realized that it is difficult for even the strongest in the universe level. Realized areas. On Earth, there are only 3 people on Earth who can be regarded as surpassing the goal by Luo Feng, Yang Wu. As for the others, they really don't count. However, what Brother Yang said makes sense. Luo Feng thought to himself, showing your strength appropriately can avoid a lot of trouble. Brother Yang, I understand. Luo Feng said seriously, the speed of the king-level smart fighter was extremely fast. While the two of them were talking, the fighter had already arrived over Jiangnan base city. Soon, the smart fighter stopped over Mingyue community, the two smart fighters landed slowly, and as soon as they stopped on the lawn, a large group of people waiting for Luo Feng surrounded them. After Luo Feng's family received Luo Feng's call, they had already told the news to other people in Mingyue community. Many people came out to greet Luo Feng, including Yang Wu's mother Lu Yuhua. Luo Feng, you can handle these things by yourself. Yang Wu laughed and took his mother Lu Yuhua home directly, leaving Luo Feng alone to face the warm welcome of everyone. Because of the return of God of War Luo Feng, Mingyue community was bustling all day long. The next day, Luo Feng went out alone again. He is going to perform the 9-9 God training to break through to the planetary level. While Luo Feng was carrying out the 9-9 God forging, countless ordinary people in Huaxia Kingdom also began to prepare for the upcoming New Year's Day. For a time, the entire Earth was extremely peaceful. At this same time, in the Australian continent, in a quiet woods, a white man with brown curly hair is sitting cross-legged on the ground cultivating genetic energy. If anyone from the Ares Palace sees this white man, they will definitely recognize his identity. Representative Farr, one of the members of the Ares Palace. During the recent period, Senator Farr has been practicing cultivation in mainland Australia. Except for participating in the competition for the spirit of grass and trees on a foggy island more than a year ago, Senator Farr's life has been very peaceful. Suddenly, Senator Farr's closed eyes opened. He suddenly felt a strong vibration. It seems to be in the direction of Kirishima. Could it be that another treasure has been discovered? Councillor Farr was very eager. There were a lot of grass and tree spirits on Kirishima, and there was even an extremely terrifying vine life. Although the treasures were all taken away by the Extreme Martial Arts Hall, Councillor Farr still had some thoughts of picking up the missing things, so he put himself the training location is not too far away from Kirishima. Hurry up and take a look. Councillor Farr's heart moved, and he started flying at full speed to Kirishima. Representative Fall, who rushed to the sky above Kirishima, looked at the churning lake below and was very excited. There must be a treasure. I was the first to arrive, the treasure must be mine. Suddenly, Councillor Farr felt an astonishing aura erupting below the lake, which frightened him and hurriedly flew away. Immediately afterwards, a huge tentacle with a diameter of nearly 20 meters and covered with a surface similar to rock skin suddenly rose into the sky and struck hard at Senator Farr in midair. Fortunately, Senator Farr was well prepared. Although the tentacles were extremely fast, because the distance was relatively far, Senator Farr successfully dodged the blow in the end. However, even the strong wind whipped up by the tentacles was enough to make Councillor Farr's color change. Emperor-level monster. It must be an Emperor-level monster. Councillor Farr was afraid that the owner of the tentacle would rush out of the lake, so he did not dare to stop for a moment. He ran away frantically, and at the same time called his smart fighter. After hiding in the smart fighter, Senator Fall felt more at ease. A new Emperor-level monster has appeared here. It's really terrifying. What is the secret here? However, no matter what secret Kirishima had, he couldn't bear it. Except for Yang Wu and the other three, I'm afraid no one on Earth could withstand the attack of the Emperor-level monster. Therefore, Senator Farr could only choose to pass the news to the major forces, hoping to follow the two major martial arts schools to gain some advantages. Thanks to the readers, gentle Mr. Feng, for the reward of 10,500 points. The additional updates will be placed after the additional updates from last week's recommended votes. Chapter 88 One Blow. You are listening at NovelFull.audio. On December 30th, Yang Wu had just had lunch and was about to practice genetic energy for a while, when he suddenly received a call from Thor. Yang Wu immediately answered the phone and asked, "Hey, Brother Lei, do you have anything to do with me?" "Third brother, do you still remember this fog island in Australia?" Thor's voice came from the phone. Although he did not participate in the competition for the spirit of grass and trees, he also understood the relevant situation. "Remember, Brother Lei, what happened to Kirishima? Yang Wu nodded and said, although he asked, Yang Wu already understood the truth of the matter in his heart, the true inheritance of the fallen ink star was about to begin. A beast king suddenly appeared over at Kirishima. Brother Hong and I are already here. You should come over and have a look. Thor's voice was a little uneasy. No problem, I'll be there right away. After Yang Wu finished speaking, he hung up the phone, then spoke to his family and quickly rushed to the Australian mainland in his own Chinkun-class smart fighter. After Yang Wu arrived at Kirishima, the core forces of other major forces had also arrived. Around the lake, which is nearly 100 miles in radius, there are a large number of fighter planes of various styles parked in midair, and there are even some military bases under construction on the ground in the distance. The most conspicuous among them are 6 super-large flying saucer-type passenger planes, each from the 5 major powers and the HR Alliance. Yang Wu flew out of the fighter plane and flew towards the prehistoric-class smart fighter not far away. While at the door of the prehistoric-class smart fighter opened, and Yang Wu flew directly in, and found that the Thunder God was indeed inside. Lao San, I'm afraid only you can deal with this big guy. The bald Thunder God said with a smile. Only then did Yang Wu know that Hong had already had a fight with the Beast King, who was named the Tentacle Monster. Although he cut off several of the opponent's tentacles, Hong also suffered some minor injuries. Hong Yi solemnly said, Lao San, such a small island has given birth to so many grass and tree spirits, and even the Tamoyan vine I got. Now, another, tentacle monster was born here, and more than 10 king-level monsters. This kind of monster density even exceeds the density of monsters in the ocean. So, everyone thinks there is a more precious treasure here. Whether there are treasures here, I know much better than you guys. Yang Wu thought secretly in his heart, but the rightful owner hasn't appeared yet, so it's useless no matter how many of us come. The biggest problem now is the Beast King. Thunder God stood aside, pointing at the huge red light spot on the display screen and said, if the Beast King doesn't die, there is no way we can find the treasures here. However, Thor's tone was quite relaxed at this time. The strength of this tentacle monster is a bit weaker, far inferior to the 8-clawed Beast King and Thunder Dragon King in the sea. Now Yang Wu, who is even more powerful than Hong, is here. Even Yang Wu was unable to kill the tentacle monster, but the 3 of them could easily crush each other if they joined forces. Leave the Beast King to me. Yang Wu said with a smile, when I make a call, I will go down and get rid of it. After saying that, Yang Wu directly dialed the number of the real owner, Luo Feng. To be honest, if Yang Wu also had the talent of a spiritual master, Yang Wu would really be reluctant to hand over the inheritance of the fallen ink star. Not to mention Hu Yanba's amazing legacy, just the many inheritances of the fallen ink star would make Yang Wu sure was very greedy. It's a pity that Yang Wu really doesn't have much talent as a telepathic master. If he forced himself to practice telekinesis, he would probably get twice the result with half the effort. Therefore, Yang Wu decided to follow Luo Feng and pretend to be an ordinary disciple of the fallen ink star. In this way, you can get some inheritance. With Yang Wu's second-level martial arts realm, he believed that Babata would never refuse him to join the fallen ink star. Beep. 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 Luo Feng's phone call didn't even get through. Yang Wu quickly dialed the number of Luo Feng's brother Luo Hua, and then learned that Luo Feng had left 4 days ago. Did Luo Feng go to break through the planetary level? Yang Wu was a little confused. Isn't it possible to have a planetary level with hands? Why did it take so long? The third child. Hong and Lei Shen looked at Yang Wu. It's okay. I'm going to deal with the tentacle monster right now. Even if the real owner didn't show up for the time being, Yang Wu decided to deal with the tentacle monster first. In the original work, Babata spent several days selecting a suitable successor. This time it was just a few extra days, which would allow others to snatch a few more Maya crystals, and the earth would be stronger. Whoosh. Yang Wu directly covered his body with the black god suit and flew out of the prehistoric level smart fighter. The wind was howling outside, and the roars of monsters kept coming from the depths of the lake. At the same time, a figure of a man in black appeared in the sky. It was Hong's personal guard Bingshan, and he was shouting loudly at this time. Attention all personnel. Attention all personnel. We, the Deputy Master of the Extreme Martial Arts Gym, Yang Wu, are about to enter Kirishima Lake and plan to kill the Beast King in one fell swoop. To avoid being affected and killed, all non-members of the Council will return to their respective bases immediately. Council-level experts must not continue. Stay above the lake, be careful of being affected. That the sound of the iceberg was like rolling thunder, spreading hundreds of miles around. As soon as the sound came out, a large number of staff who had been setting up various instruments around the lake returned to their base, and a powerful member of the parliament also rose into the sky. In the gray sky, more than 30 figures were suspended in mid-air. They were all the most powerful beings on earth, beings that surpassed the god of war level. The fifth speaker is here. This tentacle monster is dead. Tuoba, if the fifth speaker really kills the Beast King this time, then we in China must obtain some materials from the Beast King for research. You and Deng Long will be responsible for this matter. Many planet-level experts were flying in mid-air, talking to each other. At this moment, Yang Wu, wearing a black god suit, flew to the center of the lake with a fire dragon gun. Third brother, be careful. The voices of Hong and Lei Shen came from behind. They were also ready to support Yang Wu at any time. Rest assured, Yang Wu said with a smile, and then his whole body turned into a black stream of light and plunged directly into the lake. As soon as a ripple appeared on the lake's surface, Yang Wu had already dived into the mud and rock layer more than 300 meters deep under the lake. Soon, Yang Wu saw the ugly-looking tentacle monster deep in the lake. I saw that there were 13 tentacles with a length of more than 1,000 meters around its body, and there was something similar to a turtle shell on its body. At the same time that Yang Wu saw the Beast King also discovered Yang Wu. The motionless tentacle monster suddenly moved, as if going crazy. The 5 tentacles on its body stirred wildly and rushed towards Yang Wu. Yang Wu had no intention of entangled with the opponent, and quickly rushed towards the opponent with a gun. As soon as he took action, it was his most powerful killing move, Fire Dragon Transformation. Boom! Yang Wu instantly released his flame domain, and the fire dragon gun in his hand also exuded an astonishing aura. Then countless fiery red threads appeared around the gun body, forming a faint red fire dragon. The fire dragon roared, and then rushed madly towards the vital points of the tentacle monster. Look, the tentacle monster is moving. The fifth speaker also moved. Over the lake, countless figures were staring at the display instruments. When the two powers collide, who is better? The roaring fire dragon is like a falling meteor, devastating and unstoppable. Several tentacles of the tentacle monster shattered instantly as soon as they touched the fire dragon. With a shrill scream, the tentacle monster immediately retracted all its tentacles into the turtle shell, and then began to flee crazily. But where can it escape to? Almost in the blink of an eye, the fire dragon slammed into the tentacle monster's turtle shell. Puff! Like a needle sticking into tofu, the extremely hard turtle shell was instantly pierced by the fire dragon gun, and the entire fire dragon rushed into the tentacle monster's body. Boom! The body of the Beast King hiding under the turtle shell instantly exploded into several pieces, and the vitality of the tentacle monster disappeared immediately. Died. The Beast King, tentacle monster, is dead. Everyone above the lake was excited as they watched the light spot showing the Beast King on the display disappear, and the lake began to become calm. After a while, the lake began to shake again, and then Yang Wu jumped out dragging the huge corpse of the Beast King. Dozens of planet-level powerhouses and staff stationed in various bases all stared at this scene, as if suffocated. At the same time, this scene was spread to various countries and organizations on the Earth. Everyone was silent. Chapter 89 Action Together. You are listening at MaleProtagonist. Yang Wu threw the tentacle monster's body into the wilderness next to the lake, and then flew towards Hong and Lei Shen. Third brother. Thunder God shouted loudly, I really admire you. You actually killed a Beast King in the water. 4 Beast Kings like tentacle monsters that live in the water. There is not much difference in strength between the water and on the shore. It is even more conducive to the performance of the Beast King in the water, but humans are different. Although planet-level humans can also fight in water or even underground, the performance of their strength will be greatly affected. If they were on the shore, Yang Wu and Hong, who had domains, could be regarded as planet-level invincibles. Even the god of thunder could defeat or even kill this tentacle monster, but once they enter the water, the strength of the three of them will be greatly affected. However, the Beast King is stronger than on the shore. If one becomes weaker and the other becomes stronger, it will be difficult to defeat, let alone kill. I was just lucky. Yang Wu said with a smile, the lake is such a big place, and this tentacle monster can't escape. If it burrows into the ground, its strength will be even weaker, so I can easily kill it. If it were in the sea, I'm afraid it wouldn't be so easy. Hey! Thor smiled and said, no matter what, this Beast King has finally been killed. When the three of us become stronger, maybe we can kill the two ones in the sea too. Next, it's time to start treasure hunt. Third brother, although you can kill the Beast King, you may not be able to compare with brother Hong and me in terms of harvest. Hong and Lei Shen have the help of their men and horses, so they really need a lot of help when hunting for treasure. Brother Lei. Yang Wu laughed secretly in his heart, although I didn't gain the most this time, it's easy to surpass you. In this treasure hunt, Yang Wu already knew the correct answer in advance. As long as he stayed with Luo Feng, the harvest would naturally be great. Brother Lei. Yang Wu said with a smile, treasure hunting depends on chance. No matter how many people you have, it will be useless if there is no chance. I still don't believe it. Lei Shen said with a smile, with all the people in my Thunder Martial Arts School, the chances are not as good as yours. Third brother, do you want to compete? Forget it. I don't want you to lose everything this time. Yang Wu said with a smile, and then flew directly to his smart fighter. He wanted to continue calling Luo Feng. After all, in this exploration, Luo Feng, a spiritual master, is the protagonist. You guy. Thor scolded with a smile, and then began to arrange his men with Hong to explore Kirishima Lake. At the same time, powerful council members from other major forces also began to enter the lake to clear out the king-level monsters. After all the king-level monsters were killed, groups of war-god-level warriors also began to enter the lake. A great excavation that gathered more than half of the world's strongest men was officially launched. 5 hours later, finally, a strong person discovered the real treasure of Kirishima Lake, a magical treasure called Muya Crystal, beside an underground river 2,000 to 3,000 meters above the surface. After seeing the corpse of the Earth Dragon King who quickly broke through from the Lord level to the King level, nearly 20 powerful council members quickly dispersed and left, with fanaticism in their eyes. This kind of treasure, which is called Muya Crystal, can actually make an ordinary Lord-level monster evolve into a King-level monster. The effect is really amazing. Since it can evolve Lord-level monsters, it can naturally also evolve humans. Who can give up such a treasure? Under the notice of a caring person, many planet-level powerhouses who had not yet arrived at Kirishima, as well as a large number of war-god-level powerhouses, rushed to Kirishima. Time passed little by little, and everyone was frantically looking for Mu Yaojing. Gradually, conflicts arose between the warriors. As the conflict intensified, finally, the first fallen god of war appeared. The fall of the first god of war made the competition among the major forces for Mu Yijing even more bloody. The next afternoon, in the thick rock layer about 15 kilometers underground, inside a giant blood-red spaceship, there was a child in black robe suspended in midair. At this time, the face of the child in black robe was full of surprise and disappointment. What is so special about this planet? Even though ordinary people have such poor qualifications, there are still 2 planet-level geniuses in the field. This is really incredible. It's a pity that Hong, especially Yang Wu, doesn't have any talent as a spiritual master. It would be great if one of them had a spiritual master, and the master would be able to have a good successor. Hey, the talents of these earthlings are really poor. Do I, the demon Babata, really want to assist an apprentice with a brain expansion of 16, or even an earthling with a brain expansion of 15? However, it has been 50,000 years. If we can't choose a successor this time, I don't know how long we will have to wait before we find a suitable opportunity again. Forget it, just wait a few more days. Maybe someone more talented will come in a few days. At the same time, inside a smart fighter jet located in Mingyue community in Yangzhou City, a black figure was sitting cross-legged, motionless. This black figure is the god of war Luo Feng, who has disappeared for 5 days. However, we can no longer call Luo Feng the god of war, because his sea of consciousness is changing. With the completion of the last step of the 99 forging gods, a miniature planet finally appeared in Luo Feng's sea of consciousness. At the same time, he also became a first-level planetary spiritual master. Is this planet-level mental power? Feeling the astonishing mental power in the sea of consciousness, Luo Feng felt that he could now defeat himself 10 times before the breakthrough. After Luo Feng got familiar with the strength of his body after the breakthrough, he was about to return home, but as soon as he got up, he discovered several missed calls on the auxiliary optical brain. Brother Yang called 3 times in a row. Later, Luo Feng checked his text messages and saw Yang Wu's message again. Luo Feng, please call back as soon as you receive the message. Yang Wu. After seeing this message, Luo Feng quickly dialed Yang Wu's phone number. At this time, Yang Wu was searching for Mu Yaojing in Kirishima Lake. In fact, what he was thinking about was Luo Feng. At this moment, there was a sudden vibration on his communicator. Yang Wu quickly looked over and saw that it was Luo Feng's call. Hello. Yang Wu immediately answered the phone. Brother Yang, why are you so anxious to find me? What happened? Luo Feng asked on the phone. Luo Feng, do you remember Kirishima on the Australian mainland? Yang Wu said quickly, come here quickly, I'll wait for you here. Brother Yang, what did you ask me to do there? Although Luo Feng asked the question, he had already ordered the smart fighter to set off. This is his trust in Yang Wu. There is a big opportunity here, come here quickly. Yang Wu said with a smile. Being able to contact Luo Feng, he suddenly became much happier. Half an hour later, Luo Feng finally arrived at Kirishima. Luo Feng was also extremely surprised after seeing so many bases, fighters, and large passenger planes near Kirishima. After Yang Wu knew that Luo Feng had arrived, he hurried over and told him the matter. After being amazed, the two teamed up to explore Kirishima. At first, Luo Feng was not willing to take advantage of Yang Wu, but Yang Wu, who wanted to take advantage of Luo Feng, how could he let him refuse? Finally, Luo Feng finally agreed, and the strange child in the blood-red spaceship 15,000 meters underground was also very happy because of Luo Feng's arrival. Finally, a genius who can barely see the past has appeared. Although he is not as perverted as Yang Wu and Hong, he is still pretty good in a country with a primary civilization in the universe. However, we still have to wait. Maybe there is someone more talented who has not yet appeared. In the next 2 days, Yang Wu continued to act with Luo Feng. Originally, some people were puzzled by this incident, thinking that Luo Feng had hugged his thigh, until one time, Yang and Wu met the third speaker, M.O. Henderson. At Yang Wu's suggestion, Luo Feng and M.O. Henderson had a friendly discussion. After the discussion, many other powerful council members understood that Luo Feng, the invincible god of war, already had the strength of the second echelon on Earth. As time goes by, Mu Yaojing appears less and less, and many strong people have left one after another. The black-robed child in the blood-red spaceship deep underground, seeing that Yang Wu and Yang could not be separated, stopped being entangled and finally began to lead him. Target locked. Temporarily give up the guidance target and collect the shell fragments. Change the cues and start picking up. A series of strange ripples that were imperceptible changed slightly. From the 15,000-meter deep underground, almost along a straight line, through many rock layers, finally arrived at Luo Feng, who was looking for an opportunity, and entered directly into Luo Feng's sea of consciousness. Brother Yang. Luo Feng suddenly pointed in a direction and asked Yang Wu, how about we go in that direction and take a look? Is it finally starting? After thinking for a moment, Yang Wu smiled and said, no problem. As a result, Yang and Wu began to move forward in the direction pointed out by Luo Feng. Yang Wu only felt that the two of them continued to go deeper into the ground, but Luo Feng still had no idea of stopping. Finally, the two came to a depth of 15,000 meters underground. The fifth update will be a little later, around 10 o'clock. Chapter 90 Babata, 5th update completed. Please subscribe. You are listening at NovelFull.audio. Target arrived. The hatch is invisible and closed. Deep in the ground, countless rock layers accumulated, but at this time, one of the thick rocks began to vibrate and squirm. With a whoosh, it was like a bubble being blown apart, and the thick rock turned into nothingness and disappeared completely, and where the heavy rock was, there was a half-open hatch covered with dust. Hearing the movement, Yang Wu and Wu quickly looked over. A dusty silver-white metal door appeared in front of the two of them out of thin air. The style looked similar to the hatch of a smart fighter jet. Brother Yang. What is this? Luo Feng was excited, and then became excited again. Is this the real secret of Kirishima? Yang Wu nodded calmly and said, let's see what's inside first. As Yang Wu spoke, he released his own domain, cleaned up some rocks and dust around him, and created a passage for two people to walk side by side. At the same time, Luo Feng on the side also released his mental power to explore the situation inside the door. That's. Luo Feng was stunned for a moment, and then became extremely excited. Brother Yang, we've made a lot of money. Luo Feng pointed to the inside of the cabin door and said excitedly. Of course, Yang Wu also felt the large amount of wood crystals near the hatch, but he was not very excited. Where is this? This is just Babata fishing. Only when you really become the descendant of the fallen ink star will your current knowledge be subverted. Yang Wu sighed in his heart, and then said, let's go in. Luo Feng agreed, and then slowly walked into the metal gate with Yang Wu. Inside the hatch is a metal passage about 10 meters wide and 8 or 9 meters deep. At the end of the passage is an intersection that can turn left and right. The two of them walked carefully on the passage while carefully collecting a large number of wood crystals scattered in the passage. There are 289 wood crystals in total, and Yang Wu received 145. Adding the wood crystals harvested in the previous few days, the number of wood crystals on Yang Wu reached an astonishing 150. Brother Yang, do we want to continue walking in? Luo Feng asked cautiously after putting away the last wood crystal. The inheritance is right in front of him, how could Yang Wu give up? He quickly said, of course. There are so many wood crystals at the door, and you don't know what treasures there are inside. You must go in and take a look. Yang and Wu moved forward cautiously along the entrance passage. At this time, the ground of the passage was already covered with a layer of dust. At the end of the passage, there is an intersection in both directions. When the two of them reached the intersection, they were stunned. I saw a huge entity half leaning on the ground in the left passage. Although it was just a corpse, it still exuded an extremely astonishing aura. Even though Yang Wu already knew the identity of the corpse, when he actually saw it in reality, he still couldn't help but feel the trembling from the depths of his soul, just like an ant facing a dragon. Whose body is this? Luo Feng gasped from the side. Who knows? Let's continue walking in. Yang Wu replied pretending not to know. The two bypassed the shocking corpse and continued walking along the left passage. After walking for more than 300 meters, Yang and Wu finally came to an extremely wide and tall gate. This door is more than 10 meters long and wide. It looks very heavy and simple. It is also half open at this time. Yang and Wu carefully walked in along the gap in the door. Inside was a gorgeous semicircular hall dozens of meters high and almost 200 meters long and wide. There were 6 corpses with astonishing aura in the hall, and the aura on them was not inferior to the one outside. However, one of the corpses only had bones left, while the other 5 were lifelike without any trace of decay. The two looked at other places in the hall, only to find that except for these corpses, the hall was empty. There were not many decorations at all. There were only some depressions on the surrounding walls, the ground and the roof, as if they had experienced a violent fight. Drop, a voice rang out, and then, the originally dark hall suddenly lit up with lights. The dazzling light shone down from high places, making the entire hall extremely bright. At the same time, some strange lights converged in the center of the hall, forming a black virtual figure in the blink of an eye. It turned out to be the image of a black-robed child with 2 sharp horns on his forehead. However, both Yang and Wu had seen the bald crystal man in the ancient civilization ruins number 9, and Yang Wu knew the origin of this black-robed child, so they were not too surprised. Luo Feng, you are finally here. The black-robed child looked directly at Luo Feng, with a trace of joy in his eyes. Luo Feng heard the black-robed child call his name, but did not call Yang Wu. He asked cautiously, "Who are you?" Yang Wu didn't speak. He knew very well that even if he was a genius who understood the field at the planet level, here he was just an addition. Because he is not a spiritual master. I've been waiting for you for 50,000 years, the child in black robe shook his head and said, the qualifications of you humans on Earth are really poor. I have waited for 50,000 years and finally saw two geniuses who are not yet spiritual masters. Fortunately, the road is boundless, and when I didn't know if I should continue to wait, you finally appeared. Although your talent is not as good as that of Yang Wu and Hong, you can still be considered a good genius, but you can barely bear the inheritance of falling ink star. Psychic Master. Luo Feng finally understood the reason why the black-robed child paid more attention to him, and asked doubtfully, "Are you saying that the ruins here have been there for 50,000 years? Have these corpses been dead for 50,000 years?" "Yes." The black-robed child said with certainty, "They have indeed been dead for 50,000 years. They were supposed to be eternal existences. Unfortunately, they still perished with their master in the final disaster. However, now is not the time to talk about this." The black-robed child looked at Luo Feng and said, "Luo Feng, come with me to worship the master." After saying that, the black-robed child paused for a moment, and then continued, "Yang Wu, you can pass the elite assessment of our fallen ink star. Although you are only a warrior, you can understand the realm at the planetary level. You are qualified to pay homage to the master, so you should come with me." Only then did Luo Feng realize that the ruins of ancient civilization number 9 were actually together with this ruin. Afterwards, Yang and Wu followed the black-robed child into a new downward passage. After falling about 30 meters, Yang and Wu followed the black-robed child to a hall with octagonal walls. "Open." The child in black robe pointed to the ground, then, the ground shook slightly and began to slowly crack. "You can't see the master's body until later." The black-robed child looked at Yang and Wu. "Now, let me answer some of your questions. Let me introduce myself first. My name is Babata. You can call me, Devil Babata.